PS5 Pro has changed the industry forever. Hello world, in today's video we are going to talk about the future of console gaming and PS5 Pro in particular. It is not an exaggeration to say that the move made by Sony will change the course of console gaming forever. For decades, the standard price tag for a consoles was the almost fixed amount. But what happened with the announcement of PS5 Pro is truly surprising. The price shift is unironically big. The price of original PS5 was $499 for a disc version, and can you imagine $399 for a digital version? And more than that, Sony actually wasn't even gaining any profit from the hardware at the beginning of its release. However, the semiconductors crisis ended and the hardware manufacturer costs lowered by time, so it is not a point anymore. The console war between Sony and Microsoft promised to be great again in this generation of consoles, but sadly this wasn't the case. Even though Xbox launched pretty well with the announcement of new PS Plus subscriptions, the biggest advantage of Microsoft's consoles, which is Xbox Game Pass, was pretty much dodged. Well, and this is my personal experience that I had with these consoles. I had the Xbox and I used it, I liked it, but after the announcement of new PS Plus subscriptions, such as PS Plus Essential, Extra, and Deluxe, I realized that I no longer need Xbox because the good thing about Xbox for me was always Game Pass, right? And after the announcement of Sony subscriptions, even though they are not like these subscriptions are not the same as Xbox Game Pass, the games are different. Because Xbox has its own um, its own game developer teams, like Bethesda and etc. Now, yeah, of course, now they have the whole Activision Blizzard, and this is actually the new point that you might be reconsidering buying or getting Xbox over PlayStation, but I don't think that it's gonna be the point for the majority of people, because you still can buy the games such as Call of Duty or whatever game of Activision Blizzard, you still can buy them. Yes, they're not gonna be in the subscription, especially like at the first day. They will never be in the Sony subscriptions. That's pretty much obvious, but still you can buy them, right? And you will still enjoy the whole Sony PlayStation exclusives, like such as like Spider-Man, God of War, Horizon, and etc. etc. The Last of Us. Yeah. So in my view, still PS5 is more of a thing, like in the terms of gaming experience. So yeah, with the announcement of PS5 subscriptions, I realized that I no longer need Xbox, and it was just getting dusty on the shelf, and I sold it. That's how it all ended. So I think it might not be the case, of course, for everyone, but for the most of people, for the majority, I think it is close to be the true, right? So what I wanted to say by that is that Sony has become some sort of monopolist on the field of console gaming. And as we know, any sort of monopoly is always bad for the people, for the regular users like us. And in most of the cases, the monopolist itself starts to go crazy. And as did Sony, the actions of this monopoly, the lack of competition, we're going to discuss today in this video. So let's just dive right into it. So for today, all we know about PS5 Pro, all the information we got from the presentation of PS5 Pro on YouTube hosted by Mark Cerny, and we got some information from the PlayStationblog.com. So here is what Sony says about it. As many have asked for a console that runs even higher fidelity graphics with smoother frame rates at 60 FPS, we achieved this on PS5 Pro with several key performances features. Firstly, upgraded GPU. With PS5 Pro, we are upgrading to a GPU that has 67% more compute units than the current PS5 console and 28% faster memory. Overall, this enables up to 45% faster rendering for a gameplay, making the experience much smoother. Secondary, advanced ray tracing. We've added even more powerful ray tracing that provides more dynamic reflection and refraction of light. This allows the rays to be cast at double and at times triple the speeds of the current PS5 console. And the last new feature that Sony got for PS5 Pro is AI driven upscaling. We are also introducing PlayStation Spectral Super Resolution, and AI driven upscaling that uses a machine learning based technology to provide super sharp image clarity by adding an extraordinary amount of detail, they are saying. Other enhancements include PS5 Pro Game Boost, which can apply to more than 8,500 backward compatible PS4 games playable on PS5 Pro. This feature may stabilize or improve the performance of supported PS4 and PS5 games. Enhanced image quality for PS4 games is also available to improve the resolution on select PS4 games. PS5 Pro will also launch with the latest wireless technology, Wi-Fi 7, in territories supporting the standard. VRR and 8K gaming are also supported. You will notice the height is the same size as the original PS5 and the width is the same size as the current PS5 model to accommodate higher performance specs. Players can add an Ultra HD Blu-ray disc drive or swap out console covers when they become available. So even though we got all these stats and they sound good, they look good, they are not convincing for me. I'm still not sure that I want this console, but one thing I'm sure for 100% that it is not a mass consumer product anymore like any other console were before the PS5 Pro announcement, right? And it cannot be because the price tag of $700 and €800, and I gotta say that most of the world is not United States, right? So we just gonna take in consideration the price tag of €800, which is crazy. And in this amount of money, a lot of people, I wouldn't say most, but maybe even most of the people will start to take into consideration the PC gaming, which actually gives you much more than console itself. Even though I understand, so I'm not gonna lie, console gaming is the whole different world and is the whole different thing. For example, for the like 50-year-old man coming home from his work, like tired, and he just wants to play his game. PlayStation and the console gaming itself is much more convincing and comfortable than PC gaming. That's true, but still in this price tag, we have the right to discuss it. We have the right to compare, and we know that it's not gonna be like how whatever it's gonna be, even though we don't know still. That's why I'm waiting for the reviews, and I'm gonna review it myself. Hopefully, I mean PS5 Pro, where you're gonna see because I think they promised so much things, but I'm not sure how they're gonna work like in the games and like in the reality because they hasn't shown it. All they showed was like old games from PS4 and actually like honestly I gotta be honest, I didn't see much in it. So maybe I'm not like trying to underrate it. Maybe it's gonna be like really convincing difference between like base PS5 and PS5 Pro. Maybe, but we'll see. I'm not sure to say that either. So yeah, we'll just see. Anyways, in this price tag, we have the right to compare it to the PC, and we know that console, like even PS5 Pro, like even if it's gonna be like very good, it's not gonna be as good as the latest GPUs of, let's say, Nvidia, like 4080, 4090. I don't think it's gonna be like 4070 Ti, for example, as well, but maybe. So that's that's what I'm like, looking forward to know, and we'll see. The interesting take on this topic is that Sony most probably has changed the course of the whole console industry with the announcement of PS5 Pro and with the announcement of its price tags in particular, because from now on, companies as Microsoft and Nintendo has the full right to make their consoles for to make their consoles cost like $600, 700, 800 and plus. And what is more, some sort of worrying, is that PS5, I mean PS6, the next generation of consoles, will, like, almost 99% will be around 800 euros or even more. Because if we got PS5 Pro for a 800 euros and $700, then it's very and very unlikely that we are going to have PS6 for the less money than that. And that is really and really worrying. Even so, by saying that, I want to say that even if you are not considering uh, to buy the PS5 Pro, you are most likely considering to get the PS6. And now, want it or not, like it or not, you are going to pay around 800 euros or more. So, yeah, we don't even know about that as well. Maybe it's going to be $1,000, 1,000 euros. We don't know. But one thing is for sure, almost for sure, like it's very unlikely that something's going to change. And we got to accept it, that the console, whole console era, then when consoles were some sort of, affordable thing for the most of people, is kind of ended. And it's sad. And it's sad because no more new generation consoles for $400, $500. From now on, most likely we are going to go from 800 euros, and that is really sad. So now, as I said before, the consoles are not anymore a mass consumption product, which is kind of sad. Anyways, these are my thoughts. Let me know what you think about it in the comment section. I will read everything if anyone's gonna write anything there, because it's my first video ever on this topic, on the topic of tech and gaming. From now on, I'm gonna make these sort of videos, like video games, any sort of tech that I like, maybe movies, series. So yeah, I'm really locked in, and we're gonna go with that from now on. So thank you for watching. Hope you liked it. See you, world.